You know that I'm not one to complain, but using the North Face gloves for shooting drives me a little crazy. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen a tactical glove review by Talon yet. What's going on, everyone? Back with another episode of Stuff and Things, and today we're doing a tactical glove review, something that I never really thought that I would do, but hey, if you guys ask for it, I'm gonna bring it. That comment that I just got was referring to this specific clip in this past weekend Sunday Gun Day. Now let's start this off with a little bit of story time. Just a couple hours before my flight left, when I was going back home to film all of that Sunday Gun Day content, I received a care package in the mail from Vertx. In that package just happened to be 3 new pair of gloves that they had just released. I figured, hey, I'm going back home, going up to the range where I'm normally wearing like mechanics gloves or something like that. Basically just to protect my hands as I'm handling like the splintery wood from hanging up steel targets and stuff like that. So I figured I might as well bring these along with me and test them out while I'm at home. We get up to the range, it's pretty cold out, everyone's setting things up, and I noticed that everyone has all different gloves on, but I had all of these with me. So I was like, hey guys, do you want to test out some of these new Vertx gloves that they just sent me? And everyone just insisted on using their own gloves. So those were the North Face gloves that you saw. Another friend of mine was also wearing motorcycle gloves. No one wanted to use these for some reason, but maybe this video might change their mind after they watch it. I also want to preface the video by saying these are tactical gloves in every sense of the word. These are all directed towards military and law enforcement personnel, which I of course am not. However, that doesn't mean that I don't have an opinion on the products. People send me tactical related stuff all the times. I mean, as you can see, there's a bulletproof vest sitting behind me, and the stuff is just cool to have in my opinion. That's where the whole tactical thing comes from. I'm obviously not trying to pretend to be something that I'm not. And even though I'm not law enforcement or military, I definitely see the function in all of these gloves and pretty much everything that Vertx makes. So that's not gonna stop me from using them and also giving my just normal guy opinion on the things that they do make. So with all of that being said, let's take a quick look at the pair that I wore the most when I was out there, and those are the FR Breacher gloves. Now, like I said, when we were out there at the range, it was about 35, 36 degrees or something like that. So I chose these gloves because they seem to have the most protection from the elements and just everything in general. They have the strategically placed knuckle pads here, and they're really reminiscent of like old motorcycle gloves that I used to wear. By the way, all of the gloves that I'm gonna be showing you today are in size large. Typically, I wear a large mechanic style glove, so if you have a cheap pair of mechanics gloves laying around somewhere, these fit pretty true to those same sizes. So here are the gloves. As you can see, definitely the most tactical looking gloves, especially with the knuckle pads on here. A lot of times when you wear gloves like this, especially the motorcycle gloves with like the Kevlar knuckles, you kind of have a hard time actually articulating your fingers. These, however, do a really good job of allowing you to move your fingers around. The palms of the glove are goatskin suede, and they're actually fire resistant too. So when we were out there on the range all day, handling different firearms such as this is clear by the way, I was wearing these a majority of the time, trying to get a feel for shooting with gloves on, which I'm really not one to do, but the gloves do feel really good. They're a little bit broken in now. I was handling hot suppressors with them all day. In a situation like that, you obviously feel the heat through there, but it's not gonna burn your skin like it would if you weren't wearing any gloves at all. I guess since these are fire resistant, I should probably test that on video. This should kind of speak for itself, but don't try this at home. This might be a little stupid. So here's a good test for the finger feel and articulation. This is just a standard Bic lighter with the safety still on there. I can spark that thing up no problem at all. Now I should be able to do this and not have to worry about the gloves getting burnt at all. Definitely getting a little toasty. Yeah, a little warm, but I mean, there's no black soot on there. It really doesn't even smell like anything except for the burning butane. So I guess if you're maybe a firefighter, police, in burning house situations, these would be protecting your hands from anything that you might have to touch that's on fire or just extremely hot. So I really wore these most of the day, basically just to stay warm, but also to kind of protect my hands when I'm picking up like sharp steel and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm really not a fan of shooting with gloves on, especially when it comes to pistols. I really only shot pistols that day, and here's a quick clip of what I think about shooting with gloves on. These gloves are definitely keeping me warm right now. This is gonna be hard doing this with gloves on. That sucked. Let's do that again.
Okay.
It's so muddy. First shot double action. Oh, that was terrible. Let's try that again, but without gloves on.
Hold on. You have to put that in there.
I'll put it in.
They have to know you suck sometimes.
I know. I'm not a professional. I haven't said that in a video in a while.
Oh, what are you not?
I'm not a professional.
Oh, okay.
Don't take my advice. I'm just some guy on YouTube. I like this gun, and you might like it too, but I'm just an average guy. As you can tell, accuracy kind of suffered a little bit there because I'm really just not used to it. Once I wear the gloves for a while and break in, I might find it a little bit easier to kind of control my trigger presses and everything. Or even better, I could have went from the more bulky breacher gloves down to something like this, the FR Assaulters. Now the Assaulters are very, very similar to the breacher. It's the same construction pretty much all the way around, except for the only difference is that these have the knuckle pads on them and these do not. There are little pull tabs on the bottom of the wrist here if you have a little bit of trouble to squeeze them on. The bottom cuffs on these are like an elastic material, and then they obviously close with a little bit of Velcro. There's a little Vertx branding on both the strap and the trigger finger, and then the goatskin suede kind of wraps around on top of your hand and wrist to give you just a little bit more protection with these little bumpers. The Assaulters definitely add a little bit more finger mobility when it comes to the movement as compared to the breachers. Obviously you don't have the rubberized padding on the back here, so your knuckles are going to be a little bit more exposed, but when I think of police wearing gloves, this is basically what comes to mind. These are also slightly cheaper, coming in at $69, whereas the breachers come in at about $78, $79. Also, both of these come in black and OD green if that's a little bit more of your style. Now, if you feel like something like this might be just a little bit too restrictive, you could also move down one more to the Rapid LT glove. Now, these come in at about $55. They only come in black, and these are directly marketed towards law enforcement officers. These are definitely the most lightweight out of the bunch, coming in at just around 8 ounces. It's got the same cuffs and goatskin palms that kind of wrap around to the top of your hand, but on the back side of your hands. These are made with a fabric that I believe is pronounced Creora. It's basically like a stretchy spandex type of feel, and that's really what makes them lightweight. They've got the same pre-curved finger with the conductive middle finger and thumb like all of these gloves actually have. So if that's the case, I should be able to unlock my phone and swipe around no problem. Since they are the same goatskin material, I should be able to do this and not burn my hand, which is kind of nice. And although these don't provide the same warmth that I believe the breachers do, I probably should have put these on when shooting because there's definitely a lot better finger movement in these. Once you wear something like these a lot too, they're gonna break in and they're gonna fit your hands way better than they do just right off the shelf like this. So the trigger finger will get worn in all the right areas, but it's always reinforced in the high stress areas like right here. If you're constantly slamming your hand into the grip of guns, you're obviously right in the whole slide bite area right here. So the goatskin comes up around right on top of your hand and kind of protects the glove from any added wear that might occur from right there. I'm not really sure how much else I can say about gloves. Now that I have them, they are tactical, as some people might say, but I'm definitely gonna get some good use out of them. They absolutely feel like they are built to last, so I'm assuming I have officially bought my last pair of mechanics gloves whenever the hell I bought my last pair of mechanics gloves. I would go through about a pair or two of those a year, but I think these are gonna hold up just a little bit better, and that's coming from someone, like I said, I'm just a normal guy who doesn't really use gloves like this very often. Now there's a good chance you already asked yourself this, and you're probably like, Talon, why the hell are you wearing a polo? This is obviously not my style that you typically see me in, however, I wore this shirt to work today because it actually came from Vertx as well. Yeah, contrary to popular belief, I do have a normal job. So this is the Assessor Polo. I also have another one right here to kind of show you guys what it looks like when I'm not wearing it. As you can see, or can't see, there's really no branding on it anywhere. It's just like a typical gray polo that you could wear golfing, to the mall, If you wear shirts like this, you could wear it pretty much anywhere, and no one's really gonna know what the whole deal is behind it. On the tag here, it says sweat less and conserve energy when you need it the most. It's made out of a vapor core material. I have to say the material is really nice feeling. It almost feels like some kind of polyester. It's supposed to regulate your core body temperature in warm and cold climates for all day comfort. Well, right now it is about 92 degrees outside, so I'm saying pretty cool. It dries 5 times faster than other performance fabrics. Do I really gotta test this? Ooh, that's cold. We'll see if that dries by the end of the video. And it controls odor by active particles in the fabric to keep odor at bay. I think I smell good, but to each his own. So that's it, you guys get it, cool fabric and all, but what's the main reason behind this polo? Let me step back a little bit here and zoom in for you guys. Now typically if you're wearing a larger shirt, specifically polos, you want to have an undershirt if you're ever going to be concealed carry. Depending on the holster, this happens to be a QVO Tactical Wingman. The gun that you have in it, if you have any kind of crazy stippling or sandpaper grips on here, with that thing riding up against your stomach all day, that can get really uncomfortable. The Assessor Polo has this little seam right here that you may or may not have noticed, and what that is actually a sewn-in undershirt. So from this seam down, there's basically another layer of fabric in here which you can tuck into your shirt. That way, when you do have your holster on, you can have everything squared away up front here and you don't have to worry about the gun rubbing up against you. As you can see, I tend to wear my shirts a little bit on the larger side. I typically wear a large in everything that I buy. So with this size on my body type, I can conceal carry a full-size gun and an extra magazine with no problems at all. The under fabric is made out of the same material. It's really stretchy and soft, so it's actually really comfortable when it's pushing up against your skin like that. It's really kind of smooth and flowy, so you can get really quick access to your firearm. The Assessor Polos are on their site right now for about $55, and they come in 3 different colors, sizes small through 2XL. I personally don't carry in my work environment where I am typically wearing shirts like this. However, if you do dress like this, maybe you're going out golfing and you want to be carrying, you're going into the office, or you're just running errands in your daily life and you typically wear polos, this might be a good option for you. So that's really all I had for you guys today. I just wanted to get that tactical glove review out there since some of you asked for it, and also show you the polo because this is something that I actually use and wear almost on a daily basis. If you made it this far in the video, you guys can also treat yourself to 25% off of anything that I showed here in the video or anything on Vertx website. Just use code TALONSCI at checkout, save a little bit of cash, and whenever you guys use discount codes like this for companies that I've been working with, it does really help support the channel, so thank you guys if you end up using that code. I know last time when I showed you guys some of their products, it was on this bag right here. If you want to check out that video, I'll leave a link for it. They sold out fast. These are actually on back order now, but hopefully they will be shipping to anyone who placed an order soon. So I'm not saying the gloves and polos are gonna sell out, but if you want to pick them up, it might be better to do it now than later. So if you are new to the channel, consider clicking subscribe because I make new videos every week, and that's going to be all for today. That dry technology worked pretty damn well. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.